Okay, I'm live on YouTube. Good morning, traders. Today is June 9th, 2025. It's 9:13 on the East Coast. My name is Joseph. I'm with Smart Money Traders, and we're going to be looking at this market together today and see how we can make some sense out of it. We will be streaming here on YouTube on Mondays and Fridays. And the other 3 days, I'm still live streaming, but in a private setting. If you go to tramper.com, click on community, you'll be able to join us. Also on YouTube, there's a 2 or 3 second delay. I have it on the fast setting on YouTube. Still, there's a 2 or 3 second delay. But if you're on WebEx, it's instant. There's no delay. So, with that said, this is for educational purposes only. This is not a recommendation to buy or sell any futures contract or foreign exchange contracts. Trading is risky. Make sure you know what you're doing and well capitalized, and even then, you may still lose money. So with that said, let's dive into what we're looking at here this week. Excuse me. Yeah. So let me get a sip of water. Sorry. All right. So at this moment, right this second, we see some selling coming at ES. ES is one of the primary markets that we trade. Oh my goodness, don't say that. Don't say that. I just moved this zone by mistake. I just click on it by mistake. Now my ninja is frozen. What I need to do is maybe get rid of those for now and use oh my goodness. I think I did save my last yeah, it's 9:15. We got time to restart this, but it's just gonna stop the sharing here for now. Yeah, same thing on YouTube. I'm so sorry here. I just gotta yeah. I just click on the. I didn't mean to click on the band. I just clicked on that area, and the band got selected. Can't even go into the log and see what the. Oh, you know what? I think if I go to the log file, I might be able to see what the issue is. But I gotta reproduce that later. I can't do that right now. That's unfortunate here. So again, YouTube, if you're watching, you've got a black screen. That's so let's get this started here again. Oh my goodness. Gosh. Yeah, there's something wrong with that drawing tool. It has to be something wrong with it because it wouldn't be doing it every time like this. I'll think it's something wrong with yeah. It doesn't do with anything else. It doesn't do with anything else. It doesn't do with anything else. On. Okay, see some selling coming here in this market. Yeah, since I started, this market went down a good 3 points, 3.5 points. goodness. Well, yeah. I do know not to touch those bands, but this one was an honest mistake. Right. Yeah, pre-market. I'm looking at the SPY. SPY is going lower. Let's explain why. Yes, it's going lower. They move the same pretty much. So yeah. It's the same thing. Yeah. Okay. I think this is all right. Let's see if I can share the screen again here. Good morning, Colin. Just realized you. Just realized that I'm having some Ninja issues. I'm gonna send it after this stream. I'm gonna send Ninja my file log and see. Or I'm gonna look at it and see what's happening here because it's not supposed to be like this. Go back to YouTube here and share the screen again. It's not supposed to be like this. Every time I click on this, it just so I cannot draw any zones here. So we're seeing here ES, we at the top. So because this is doing what it's doing here, we're just gonna do rectangles instead of the regular zone. But we really at the top here on ES. Also down here, obviously, this is an area that of importance on ES. 92, I'd say 90, 86 to 93, about a 7-point zone here. And this zone is 618 to 24, so about a 6-point zone up there. So this is the overnight range, obviously. We probably wouldn't want to see a break on one or the other side before we can engage on ES with confidence. And even if we break here, could be a false breakout because there's a lot of support down here. Lots of support. We got a fair value gap on the 30-minute range that was created by this big candle here on Friday, which was a non-farm payroll candle. So that's a candle they're going to probably defend here. So there's going to be people defending this candle here. And that's something we got to keep in mind. And let's see, who else is in here? Willie is in here. Ramon, Colin, Darky, the other Colin, Darky, 2 Collins. Hi guys, good morning again. Again, I was having some technical difficulties. It's 9:27. It's almost 9:30. ES is not something that we'll feel comfortable touching right at the beginning here. It's probably going to be the same thing for NQ. I look at NQ more for context. Oh, by the way, I've never connected to data. that'd be good to connect to data. Let's see, the live data that is. I'm on delay data right now. Let's connect to regular data so we can have the right price showing. So I'm just not gonna touch anything. I'm just gonna let it load this part of it. I got another connection I don't want to connect to as well. So right now, same scenario that I just talked about it with NQ. We're in between levels. That big candle on Friday from non-farm payroll. That's a candle we got to that range. They may come back down to that range and then go higher. So today, also we're waiting on what's going to happen with the negotiation between China and the U.S. and London. So I think on Friday or Thursday, Trump was already selling it as it's going to be a good meeting. It's going to be positive. So I think there could be some good news about that in the market. Any little good news, they use it to try to buy this market. So this market, I think today is a bullish tone. But I would definitely okay. Let me load my other connection. Okay. So So see again some selling coming in this market. So again, at the open, we could see a sell off and then and a recovery maybe later in the session. You know. So 9:30 now. This market just opened. We see we're pushing lower. Uh, Now we're pushing higher on NQ. Yeah, could be one of those days we gotta wait a little longer. One other market that we trade that things are still loading, so I just don't want to click on things right now while they load. But LE looks like LE open higher. And we should expect LE to go higher. I think it's at 219.32.5 right now. Again, I'm waiting for this to finish loading. Let's see. Yeah, live cattle today. I think it's a bullish market. We're gonna try to see if we can buy it on a pullback. LE is going a little lower right now, but while we do this, yeah, there's some selling going on. Let me move. This is from my regular computer. Let me move this chart over here. I can talk about it while things are loading. So here we're looking. This is my structure chart that I use for structure. As you can see, we're seeing some selling. Like I said here, we're coming from a supplies area, so the selling here is definitely very, very normal. You know, we're talking about LE. Let me look at LE real quick here, which is something that we usually trade first. So like we said here, LE just gap up. Yeah. Fundamentally, LE is live cattle is very bullish at the moment because we got the cash price. It's much higher. So the future prices are trying to catch up to the cash price. So here, after a pullback here, we're going to try to definitely buy LE here. Hopefully we get that opportunity here with LE. But the first 5 minutes in the market, usually we don't touch it at all. Again, reminder, this week we have some pretty important news starting Wednesday. We got core CPI, we got CPI year over year, and on Wednesdays 10:30 every Wednesday we got crude oil inventory if you trade anything related to energy. So right now we're seeing lots of selling on ES. Lots of selling right now. So again, that was to be expected. I think they're probably gonna try to break the range. This big box you see here, this is the overnight range. So probably gonna try to break that box at 59.92 could be a place. 55.92, 59.92, 59.90. That's a place that I think they may go and try to reverse the market there. But let me look at LE again here. Yeah, LE here we're bouncing. So let's see how it goes here. I guess we close on Friday. The close was 218.72 half. So they may come back down and close this zone, or even this whole zone here on LE. At least this whole zone on LE is a zone that we should be looking at for a bounce between 218.50 and 218.25. So that zone here on LE, if we see a bounce here, I think they're probably gonna try to go and check those highs again. Or can we go all the way back down to this trend line? But we're still kind of bullish on LE. Things are still showing loading on my VPS. matter of fact, yesterday I contacted my rep saying, hey, should I upgrade to the other one? But I think it's a Ninja issue. It's like right now it's saying loading, nothing is working. Nothing working here. It's unfortunate. What I'm gonna have to do. Yeah, nothing. Ninja is not responding. Just gonna have to restart again. In the meantime, just gonna keep an eye on this market. So what connection do I have here? I think I got. Yeah, I got the right connection here. So I'm probably gonna have to trade today from my regular computer. Unfortunately, because a lot of my tools are under VPS that I use. But hey, at the end of the day, we just need to systems and this and that. It is the trade. The trader is the most important. As a matter of fact, I had a short YouTube video that I did. Wow, maybe say a while ago. Maybe that was published. That was probably published. Yeah. Just gonna have to look at LE here on the 3 minute. So again, this is why we don't jump on this market. Look at we're bullish on LE, but we gotta wait for it to prove itself. Right now I think my in the last 5 bars, LE is averaging about 12 ticks. No, actually no, 22 ticks. Sorry. Point 0.6. We see 0.6 at the bottom right here. If you can, yeah, we can see it right here, bottom right, because my picture is not covering it. It's showing some. So yesterday, and also today being Monday, is one of those days we're very cautious. Mondays and Fridays we're very cautious as far as what kind of trade we take, because I'm just gonna put this replicana over here so I can copy my trade. So having a backup account. I mean, not backup account, but a backup computer. It's good. So right now we didn't get caught. We didn't get caught here trying to put a limit order here and then see if it's gonna bounce. So let's wait for the U-turn first, and then we can engage. We can engage long. So yeah. Then if it breaks this trend line, we know, hey, maybe today is a down day. Well, we don't know. It's still early. Only 7 minutes into it. So I think people are taking from Friday. They're taking the profit here. So, all right. So are we bouncing here? We could try along here, but let me look at my 1 second here. I'm gonna change this. This is really not the way I wanted to be trading today. I feel a little handicapped, but hey, it is what it is sometimes. Wow, we're bouncing here. All right, now let's wait. Let's see if we can get a retest. If we get a retest here, that'd be interesting. Hey, come back, give me a retest. Maybe trying to retest those lows, and without making a new low, we'll take that. So, but also remember, this was resistance before. So we're getting some resistance forming here. So I would like to see a retest, and then we'll go from there. So give me 1 quick second. I gotta step away from the computer. Give me 1 quick second. All right, I'm back. So let's see. Yeah, we just gotta wait here and see how it goes. Looks like we're pushing higher. Oh, could this be a retracement from the sell off? But again, fundamentally, Ellie is bullish, so probably gonna try to see if we can get a long in at some point here. Because I didn't have my, because this is a minute bar. I didn't have my, so let me try to start the VPS again and see if we can let it completely load, and in the meantime, Ellie is going higher. Not sure if any of you jump on this. I feel a little handicapped at the moment, but definitely that bounce off the trend line seems to be a legit one. So let's wait and see how it goes here. Could this be a retracement from, we got 58. So if they go past this two green bars, which is the golden zone between the 50 and the 60, 61.8, I think we may see some more, if they pass that, definitely could be some more movement to the upside. But based on the fundamentals here, LE, I do believe we're going to go higher today. And they bounce here, that's a bounce wide from this trend line from Friday. So just going to stay patient and wait for a pullback. That makes sense. So as you can see already, Ellie is pretty volatile. Today, let me look at this. Today here we're looking at already a 90 tick range on Ellie in the first 9 minutes. So we got a 90 tick range on Ellie in the first 9 minutes. That just tells me, hey, we're looking at some volatility here. Alright, okay, I can see those error messages loading up on the VPS. Well, we may have missed this train, but we need to pull back. We can't chase this, because if we were to let's just get rid of this. Let's say we wanted to buy one contract. Our stop would have to be down here to be safe. One contract we have to risk 400, basically a whole point, $410. The max I'm going to try to risk on the contract is $200, and I usually want to move my stop even into like the 15 to 17 range, 17 tick range. So the 21. The 21 is a catastrophic stop. So 21 tick. That's what's give you the the $410, because each tick is $10, and there's 40 ticks in 1 point in LE in live cattle. So today could be just one of the days we observe the market, not do much with it. So if we can get a pullback and a U-turn, then we'll feel more comfortable. Then we may not have to put the stop below the low of the day, and then we can go higher. So 220 today could be. So they got right at 220. What's the high on this candle? 219.90. Yeah, I think that's some 220. There's a 220 possibility today on LE. So let me know, guys, if you guys got in that long at the trend line here. As I was pointing it out, it just bounced so quickly. I just wasn't ready for it. Because if you get that bounce at 217, now we see some selling coming in here on LE. So 217, about 217.87 was gonna be my entry here. You know, but could have been an entry, or just right on the line. We put it, and you would be moving up about a good 18, 20 ticks. So I think the buyers are still in control here, but we want to see a pullback before we engage. All right, let's keep on the VPS here and see what's going on with this. Yeah, this is from a sim account I was trading last night. I was just testing stuff last night. No, before I do that, let me go and clear those error messages. And I'm gonna completely load this. Let it load, because I was trying to load two connections at the same time. I'm not sure if that was the issue. So, but in the meantime, here, let's get rid of this. Let's keep an eye on LE here. This is what we want to trade today, because this it looks like. Let me go back to ES here. Look at ES still kind of plunging down. Oh no, they're bouncing. Okay. Yeah, they're definitely no. Yeah. That's a down move to me. It looks like they might want to go lower here. Just not bad as far as risk. Risk. Looking to risk 4 points here. If they make a new high here, obviously we're not. If they break this high, they might go higher, but then the pre-market mid, which is a pretty significant number. That's the mid of this range. So a short here definitely seems to be in play here for LE. For ES. Short. I'm gonna look at the other markets. YM at the lows pretty much. Yeah. ES is just not that advanced. What about NQ? NQ, same scenario. Yeah, going lower. Could try to do one contract trade here on ES. Let me see. The volatility is kind of high though. Yeah, this is kind of very, very high. When you look at those big candles, that's the ATR. The last 5 bars on ES, the ATR is 5 points. Typically, I'd like to do 1.5 ATR, even 2, to be safe. So, just not a safe environment right now. Market's just trying to find its footing. On a Monday, we don't want to be jumping in, trading the equities like this. Gotta let it settle. Well, while we're doing that, ES LE is going higher. Well, this was looking for a pullback here, but it's not gonna give it to us. Yeah, that's part of the game. Sometimes you're gonna have to miss some moves. Now we're at that golden zone, though. Remember, I mentioned that earlier. We had that golden zone. So right now we're seeing some. The sellers are stepped in here between the 50 and so could this be could this be I've just been the pullback. So I think time will tell here, because they got rejected fairly quickly here. Because if I were to be, let me put my this is the 5. Put the right account over here just in case we have should be the ES1 contract. In case we want to pull the trigger here. Let me see if anybody has a comment on YouTube, and if everybody said something on Let me bring the chat over here. All right, somebody said good morning. Yeah. Okay. Any questions? Any comments? Let me know in the chat. So again, we're still bullish on this market, but we're kind of out of the zone right now. We gotta be careful, especially for Monday. We trying to set it up here again. Ideally, I'd like them to come back to 218. If they can come back to 218 and bounce, then that'll be really really good. You know, and the session can down to 3 minutes here. So we just gotta wait. Let's see. Let's go here. Yeah, YM is the as we could see earlier in the price action to YM is the weakest one. At the moment out of the four. Out of the four, and this is the YM is the weakest one. Why do you have to load this again? Because there's already data in there. This is why I don't. Ninja Trader just. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Can say the ATM and the volatility on LE has definitely come down. Could be one of the days I would miss the move. Because right now, if we were to go long here, stop would have had to be at least over here. You know, which is 370. It's almost like 37. You know, it's not almost. It's 37 ticks at this point. And also, we could see a bounce lower here. Could see a bounce lower. So, you know, the trend line got broken. You know, but they can come back in this area and do it. So let's wait here. It's only 9:53. It feels like it's been longer because all this ninja issues. But let's see. All right, things are moving right now. It looks like. LE. Do I have the right account here? Yeah, I do. All right, so put the right account here too. I took a couple of trades last night on ES, so it's not a little. All right, so we should expect a pullback here on LE. If we don't get it, we don't get it. You know, so that's the thing. We have to wait for the pullback. There's no if about it. As a matter of fact, 218.07 could be a nice place to go long. 218.07.5. If we get that, because we don't want to be chasing this. We really had a nice resistance area now on LE, so we may see. But at the same time, everything is pointing to higher now. So today could be a day we just observe the market, not much trading per se. Okay, ES is bouncing. This could be setting up for a long here too. So let's minimize this. What's the replicano that I have here? All right, we're gonna. All right. Remember, let me see where we are here in the structure here with ES. Yeah, well, we wanted to short it here, which would have been not so good. I think we're bouncing. You know, if we cannot make the break the range, if we cannot make this range breakout here, well, looks like we're probably gonna go higher here, but still too early. One of those things we would like to see is really just see the initial balance established at 10:30 and see where we are. Based on where we are on the initial balance, we can say, hey, you know, are they gonna fade it or are they gonna break it one way or the other? Right now, we're right in the middle of the range almost from last night, and right now there's some bullish momentum. So I'd say we gotta keep our powder dry here. Another instrument that I looked at over the weekend that I put on my charts actually was CL. I used to trade CL all the time, but not so much anymore. It's really ranging right now. I think we might, based on the fundamentals with CL, we may see some kind of let's look at LE. It looks like some sellers are coming in here. Sellers are coming in LE. Let me move this over here. So I mean, think about the way the market just jumped up and got sold like this, and got those everything got rejected. This is a trend line. Just using this pivot here and this, but also I remember when I started trading forex, a guy that taught me this technique is the backside of the level. This is important. That trend line, what they did here, they came back and touch it. So to me, this is a very low risk trade here on LE to the downside, because if they break this, we don't want to be part of this anymore. You know, if they break this, we probably don't want to be part of this anymore. So we may try to. Okay, it looks like they're going higher, but it could be one of those situations. Hey, we try. If we don't take this out and they come back down, LE here could be a situation where we try to go short, quickly coming back to this level. You know, scalp, but for now, at least going higher, so we don't want to do that. Let me take a sip of water again. Yeah, we're just not going to be jumping today here on LE. Let's see. Yeah, where are we at? Yeah, there's some speed coming here too to the upside, so nope. Also, LE bounced right at the 5-minute fair value gap too earlier. So that's what I'm saying. So other tools I only have them on the VPS. I have them in both places, but I just my workspace on my regular computer is very limited because I'm using a four screen system. I mean, I have a 4 screen setup. One screen is dedicated to the regular computer, and the other 3 to the VPS. So Ellie's going higher here. Could definitely make a case for long. Here coming back because this is the line of descent. This is a settlement from last time. That brown line here. So we're at resistance here. Are we gonna break that? Possibly here. Well, a negative bar here. Again, this is not for the faint-hearted, but a negative bar, risking maybe 8, 10 ticks or less. Could be a scalp to the downside here. Let's see if this will continue here. All right. Let's look at ES, how ES is doing. Okay, ES coming back. And ES, all he's doing right now is ranging. So we really don't want to be engaging in that right now. It's it's right past 10 o'clock. So we may see, I don't want to touch this thing at all, this orange thing. Let me see what happened here in this box with ES. I think LE, we may have missed the train here on LE. To the upside, we're not going to try to force that. ES, definitely short possibilities. Things looks like they're lining up to the downside here on ES. But not too sure. Okay. YM, same thing. Things are lining up to the downside. Yeah. Okay. Because we just broke this pivot, we can see if we get a pullback to this cloud here about 606 and a quarter, we may try to take we might want to try to go short here. Let me again put this all right. Yeah, if we get a okay. Some buying coming in here in ES as well, so when in doubt, you stay out. That's the name of the game here. See anybody said anything in the chat? No? Okay. Let me check YouTube for any comments or no. No comments on YouTube either. Let me take this box out so we can see the candles a little better. Yeah. So that's why here it was tempting to go short, but at the moment it looks like we want to go long. Yeah, we're above the cloud now. We Geiger counters going higher. So 603. So they got exactly 6,000 and then they bounce. So that tells me that's a level they're trying to defend here. No, they're selling again. All right, let's look at this here. Let's see. Okay. Um, just gonna sit on my hands for now. Okay, selling. I think one of the major issues we have as traders and is really just waiting. As human being in general, we're not too patient sometimes. So that's why sometimes we get, if we don't, if it's, we always think, okay, I have to guess. The key thing in trading, we don't have to know where the market is going to make money. We just got to be positioned when it does make the move. Then we'll be ready for that. I'm not even looking at LE here anymore. Let's see. So, well, at least going higher. It looks like, yeah. Well, we missed that bounce on that trend line, which sucks. But that kind of really, there's some definitely. Yeah, like I said, I think they're gonna go for 220 today, if not higher. I think we're gonna go higher here on LE. We missed that train. Hey, there's nothing we can't chase this at this resistance. Yeah. So ES right now is the next option we have. YM so looking very bearish. See, I'll bounce off the support. Hey, let's look at ES here. There's a big back and forth going here on ES. We just don't want to get caught up in one side or the other. The last 4 or 5 minutes have just been really ranging, very tight range, about 2 points. So, but it is showing here that he wants to go higher. So let's see what else is in here. Oh, Steve is in here. Steve, good morning. I didn't realize you were in here. Yeah, ES. Knowing Steve's probably already long ES. And if I were to guess, Steve is long ES at 605. I mean, sorry, 6,005. Right? Right in the middle of this range here. All right, looks like we're going higher. Uh, but we're right about to hit resistance here. Because I got popped out at 608 from Fat Finger. 609. Okay, 609 only. Okay. Yeah. Again, this would be a guessing game. Buying here would be almost like guessing. Now, if you bought, you it's great. You know, now you're making money. But I mean, I think we might see still a push down before we go higher. Because this is a nice I'm not gonna touch this band, but this is a nice resistance zone here. So now if we blow through it, now we're gonna wait for a pullback to it and go higher. So let's see. Not sure what's going on with this. I don't even want to refresh any chart right now. There's another chart that's not even looking like it's moving. I don't want to check any chart right now at all. As far as trying to reload charts, and no. I'm just gonna do what I have right now at the moment. So again, here a pullback is likely. If we don't take out 603 and we get a bar, a bullish bar, then we can try to go long. We'll have a little room, but right now they're still buying. They're still buying here, so they break this little 610 resistance. So, but that bigger zone here, they're entering it. So, just gonna have to sit on the hands for now. Let's see. Let me see if I can change this data series here. Yeah, they're pushing it higher. They're pushing it higher. Oh my goodness, don't tell me that. No, okay. I was trying to reload the chart here on the other screen because it felt like it was stuck. Okay, now it's moving again. Whew. Yeah, buying at 609 here. It's if you have a stop below 6,000, that's great. But I think we might be going. Could be one of those setups to go lower. And also at any moment now, I haven't looked at the news. Again, this situation with my computer I haven't looked at the news as far as financial juice. Let me see what they're saying. As far as because this is a resistance zone here. Buying here is, can go through it, but sellers looks like they're stepping in. So let me look. Sorry, I got the wrong thing. Move over. So here they haven't said anything yet. Trade talks between U.S. and China delegation has started in London. That's about 8:20. That's about 2 hours ago. So 1 p.m. local time into the evening, and might spill into Tuesday. So there's a lot of uncertainty right now. This market doesn't know a lot. And with uncertainty, the market either is going to go sideways or it's going to sell off. Or, just drifting around. So okay, I don't. I'm not even gonna try to. There's one chart. My cursor doesn't work on one of the charts, so I'm like, okay. All right, ES. working here. It's gonna focus here. Doesn't. Yeah. The order flow, some people are selling right now, so the flow is getting a little bearish here. And also gold going higher, it's a sign that people may think this might, they're hedging their bets with gold. So some people may think this market might be going lower here. How come some of the screen doesn't? Oh my goodness, one chart is, so when you see this is trouble. Oh my goodness. All right. Let's look at the ES on the 2-minute over here then. Ever said the market is kind of slowed down a little bit. At 140 was 5+ points. The ATR on the last 5 bars, the 5-period ATR, basically the last 15 minutes. Right now it's about a little less than 4. Let's call it 4 for argument's sake. But we're right in the middle of this range still. And honestly, until we break one or the other here, there's not much we can do. Now we see buying coming in, selling, buying. So yeah, get some buying. Yeah, this chart is frozen. No data is flowing to here. Oh my goodness. Well, one thing we learned today is this chart is not doing nothing either. Yeah, everything is stuck at 10 and a quarter here. While the real price for ES is what? 12, yeah. 12.50. Let's look at what LE doing. LE again went back to the high of the day. So could this be a setup for some seller trying to come in here? Definitely, we know that. That's what's happening right now in LE. But could it be a setup for? We got a high tick on ES, which is that means again this is an indication we might be turning around to the downside here. Because it could be like over what we call like technically overbought. So turning to the downside here is a possibility here on ES. Let's look over here. Yeah, got some selling coming in here. A short here at 11.5 stop, maybe a 2-point stop. That's the way things are going right now. What I'm gonna do today here is kill the, because things are stuck here. I'm just gonna kill the VPS, and I'll revisit that later. Because sometimes it just doesn't work. Now they're buying again, so gotta be extra careful here today. Yeah, just gonna kill this for now and just use this one structure chart. I don't even wanna. I can probably do my. Alright, so we'll be trading ES. We got the ES set up already here. It's high tick developing here again. Let me just blow past through here. It's 10:21. There's enough time. There's not a lot. Let me just say it the other way. There's not a lot of time left for the initial balance to be formed. So here we're gonna be right at the top here. It looks like by the time we get to 10:30. So that could be an area where we see a big fight up there and they fade to the downside. So, but they're buying at the moment. That's for sure. I guess Steve is probably almost at break even at this point. Or maybe it's, yeah, because 609 is down here below this little swing. So, we're almost basically trading naked today. Like, naked. As a matter of fact, there's a guy that I know. I spoke to him once. I wouldn't say I know him. It's Walter Peters. If anybody traded Forex, you probably know that name. He's a psychologist, and he started trading. After going to school for psychology, I think he has his PhD in psychology, and then he basically trade with no indicators. Just lines and patterns, and I think he bought a book called Naked Forex or something like that. So that's what I'm basically doing here today with ES. I don't even want to open my order flow chart here because I got it's called OBS warning. So that takes a lot into my YouTube stream. So with that, we're just gonna wait for 10:30 and see how the market reacts to it, and we'll go from there. Let's see. We know 625 up there probably gonna be a nice area they want to visit because all those quarter numbers they got options sitting there. So once again, I'm gonna step away for one quick second here, since we got at least 7 minutes before we do anything. All right. So while we're not doing anything, I guess keep rambling around. If anybody has a question or comments, let me know. But as traders in general, we want to be doing something because as human beings, we always want to be busy and do things. So like right now, it looks like the sellers are stepping in. But we can see the volatility definitely is declining here. Meaning we may see a move one or the other here. Right now, if I were to guess, This market wants to go higher. Uh, I think they're probably waiting on the news and see how things are going. This meeting has started already 2 hours ago, but there's some selling going on right now. So it's 10:25. The last hour or so, market's been going higher. So you can understand people may want to just take their profit right now before the 10:30 hour, half an hour. So that could be something that they're doing. So I'm just gonna sit back here and see what this market does. See 10:10. See a nice little move higher here. Nice momentum. Some days then there's not gonna be many good opportunities. We just gotta sit on our hands. Unfortunately, we missed that. Go ahead. Yes, it is. It is. And you can't let frustration get the best out of you either, because a lot of times we're like, okay, when you miss a trend like LE here, we miss over here. You're like, oh man, that's a nice miss, but at the same time, at the moment, I just wasn't in a position to execute it. So, and executing here would be going into a resistance, and that's why you cannot trade this market in hindsight. What I see out there is a lot of people posting screenshots. This is what my indicators did, and this and that. Okay, after the fact, everybody gotta. It's like you already know what happened, so it's not as useful as people think. All it does, as a matter of fact, you develop bad habits, thinking you already know what the market is gonna do by looking at things that the market already done. You're like, oh, the market did this, so no, you can't. You can't do that. You have to. Yeah, exactly. After the move, it's always obvious what was gonna happen. But here, I think we're in a position here. It's a very dangerous place to go long. Also going short, because until we see some confirmation here, I think I do have my replicano here. It's what time is it? 10:28. It's too close to 10:30 to execute a trade right now at the moment. Because while we may see here, okay, that's fine, no problem. So what we're probably gonna see here, what we could see, I'm not sure what we're gonna see, but what we could see they break the top of the initial balance and then bring it back, or they can bring it back to the middle of the initial balance, because the top is already there. We just hasn't made a new high yet, so they may bring it back to this level here. To this, there was a lot of messiness going on over here, so they can bring it back to 07, 08, and then bounce it higher. So start below 5. Yeah, because I think 6,000 is probably gonna hold here today, because that's a level they really like this level. Whoever has those options there, they want those calls to expire in the money, so they're gonna keep popping up this market. And as we know, market goes higher on hope. The hope is they have a deal with China, and if you hear that, I mean, this market today, I think we may see 92. I mean, we may see like 6,050 today, easy. So Just gonna have to wait here and see what happened. Let's see what else is going on here. Okay, there's some selling. I think overall, I think I want to probably buy this market at the moment, but it's just not prime for it yet. I would see a pull. I would like to see a pullback, toward this zone here between 8 and 10. Then we can try to go long, and I'll stop below here. We're trading one contract today, so there you go. There's the push. They're breaking this, but all right. Like I said, they, they broke the initial bounce high, and there's immediate selling came in. So let's wait for a retest and maybe try a short here, like a quick short to go to the middle of the initial balance. Unless they're gonna bring it all the way back down and then go higher. Hey, we're open for both sides here. All right, here's the yeah. This is some real buying here. It looks like maybe not. All right, 1350. 1350 could be an entry. They're definitely at the manipulation zone here. So stop would be right here if we go short here. Stop would be at 20. I said 20. See if we can. I don't even have my chart trader on here. Where the account? Let's see. Trading one contract today, so let's do the ES 2 contracts, but just one. The ATM 2 contract, but one. I'm interested in the short here. I'm interested in the short here at the moment. Above 20 would be the stop. But the IBI could be served as support too. They broke that. So that could be serving as support too. So they go lower here, 15. see. So you got 1 more minute for this, less than a minute for this bar to close. So let's see how this bar closes here in a minute. Less than about what, 14 seconds. That's a 3-minute bar. It's gonna close at 10:36. Because I'm interested in a short here. Well, let's see how it goes. Now, we want to see. We want to see a pullback. Let me see. Okay, can you guys hear me? Oh, what happened here? Something happened with my I was sharing. You guys can see my screen now? Okay. All right. So what I was saying is I'm interested in the short up here. But probably would have to be a tight stop here. Yeah. Go lower here. But is it? Better try to. I think if they come back to this candle, if they make a new high on this candle here, probably would wanna not see if we can get. I think we may have missed the opportunity to go shorter. 17 was one of the places I thought about earlier, but like right now, yeah, I need a pullback. Yeah, I have to come back to 17, 16 at least. I feel comfortable doing it here. Yeah, they may not come back for us. Well, today's story is we missed the boat a couple times here. We are missing the boat. All right, so low pullback. I'm gonna have my cursor here to sell bid. If we were to get to maybe to initial balance again here, if I see a reaction to that level, we may sell bid here. Oh, I want to be able to sell in a place where I can put my stop above the range for the overnight range. That's what I want to do. All right, we're gonna sell here. Come, this one doesn't even show. There you go. So that's my catastrophic stop. I'll get to the eye below. I'm gonna move my stop down fairly quickly. Yeah, I'm gonna. Today is one of those days where we're gonna be like, oh, if it doesn't work quickly, we're not gonna hold on too long. 16 would be. Okay, 1675 is my stop. If they come back and tag us out here, I think I'll be done today. I have enough things to go take care of with my VPS and things like that. So, all right. See if we can. If we get to 10 ticks here, we might move to break even. Typically, we don't do that. But if we get to 10 ticks here, we were up 7 ticks. So we're just going to give this 1 point. This is what we're doing. We're giving this $50 today. That's what we're going to risk today. 1 point. May come back and tag us out here. It's okay. It's okay if that happens. Hey. Maybe 5 ticks. We'll give him 5 ticks, $62. Yeah, I'm not even looking at VWAP right now, honestly, because again, I'm kind of handicapped here. I didn't want to load too much on my regular computer, so I'm just trading, not blind, but based on the price action here. I think I like the short. That's why I did it. When we didn't have no continuation to the upside here. That tells me they wanted to get some people long, so they can go short. So, yeah, we're almost gonna be at break even here soon. So, we're not risking much here. Let me see. Yeah. It's only 5 ticks, so I may not even move myself to break even until we get to the mid. Because you don't want to come back here and say they tag you out for one or 2 ticks, and I'll just put that 77. I'll put that on my entry. So, oh, you know what? I should turn this into dollars, because somebody that's watching this stream, they like to see the dollars. I'm not gonna name them, but the show we may nameless. But they like to see the dollar signs. So, plan here, if we can get back to this, to the bottom of the initial balance low, we'll take that. That'll be close to the 6,000. And again, some people may want to drive this towards 6,000. Because when this manipulation happened up here, there was manipulation right here happen. This candle, they couldn't push it higher. They couldn't push it higher. Whatever they did, there was some good buying here, and they couldn't do that. So we're gonna do like normally in a 3-minute chart, I could probably do like a buy by bar. Move my stop. If when this bar closed, move my stop down. Capture $100. I'll probably do that here. This bar will be closing 2 minutes. About less than 2 minutes. So, where we at? Yeah. So 6,000 may get revisited here. That's the premise of this trade here. They couldn't break the top. They're gonna go down the bottom. So, see what happened here. I think the selling still happening here. So, let's see. 10:47. So it's less than a minute here before we can. I'm gonna capture a couple points here. Maybe 10:75. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that right now. Because can we get a snap to the upside here? We could. Because again, we knew this level, this range here was very, very likely they could come in and revisit it because there was a lot of messiness happening here. So since this range, hopefully they keep going lower here, but if they don't, it'll be fine. We'll take $100 and run for the day. I don't think I feel trading because it's coming 11 o'clock. It's gonna be here in no time. And London market's gonna be closing. So honestly, the safest place to put it would be at 12, but is they gonna? Yeah. As a matter of fact, really, when I think about it, definitely could have moved my stop tighter here when we're down here. Yeah. Let's get $50 instead of the 100. Because we just don't want to get nicked by a couple ticks here. Today was a lesson day for me. I don't know if anybody jumping that short with me, but if you did, it probably I was up 6 points. I wasn't even paying attention to that too much, but if we can just go down again here, then we'll move our stop down to 1050. Let's make a no low here. All right. Looks like they're trying to keep selling. They're trying to sell here. Trying to get to the bottom again. Trying to get to that bottom. They're trying. That's the pre-market mid, so we should expect that reaction here. About 1 more minute here or less. 30 seconds, this candle is going to close. Let's see how this closes. If this closes toward the low, then I feel comfortable moving my stop above maybe the open of this candle, which is 875 could be a place that will move it to. Capture 4 points. But this candle right now, it looks like they wanna bring it back higher. 1050. Yeah. This was more like a indecision candle here too. It's not it's not too great of a candle. We'll pay for a burger today in this trade here. If we got take another break at a stop here. Hmm. Anybody took that short? Probably out already. I mean, for me, I'm trading one contract, so I'm trying to hold on for a little longer. But normally, two contracts here, definitely get some profit. Locked in some profit here. Yeah, I got some. Let's look at the fib here and see where we are. Yeah, it definitely can come back and get me because they may come visit the golden zone again and take me out from there. It's okay. Today was a lesson day, Hey, market hopefully gonna be here tomorrow, and we'll be better prepared to execute our trades. Because right now we're at resistance here. I mean, this is a resistance zone here with those quicks. So let's see if we can push lower here again. Okay. All right. Sellers are stepping in again, it looks like. Yeah. Okay. ATR is at 375. So meaning from here. Yeah, I think my stop is on a okay place. I haven't checked on YouTube in a while. Oh, YouTube has no questions. Okay. Today was a learning stream today. Hopefully you guys learned something. I certainly did. One thing is I gotta fix this Ninja Trader on my VPS. Like I said, I talked to my VPS guy yesterday. He said, "Oh, the issues that you're getting could be got a low tick here, meaning let me see some buying coming in here. But also could be some selling. We're gonna capture some 3 points here, 375. Because if they break this previous candle low, I think we might be going lower here. Yeah, that midpoint of the initial balance can be definitely a place where a lot of transactions happening here, a little back and forth. They hit the low, they didn't break it. Two. I'm not ready to drop my stop yet, but it's right there. In case we plunge down here, we'll drop the stop. The buyers are still persistent here, but let's see what happened here. I wanted to break the candle. They just tapped the low, but they just, I think they just got to the low of the candle. Well, if they break the high of this, I think they're probably gonna gun for a stop here, but let's find out. Okay, we out of the trade. Definitely didn't manage this one the best. Up about 7 points at some point. We got 1 point out of 7. Nah, not good. And we did also say, hey, if they go to the initial balance it, they may bounce it and go higher. But I think, honestly, yeah, this market, as you can see right now, we're very indecisive. We're still in that overnight range. So, very indecisive right now. See what Ellie's doing out of curiosity. Well, Ellie's going lower, it looks like. 35. 60. So they hit this. What's the high on this candle? Because I got a 1275. The high was 1250. They're hitting this zone here. I think they might be going higher from here. Well, this is what it is. The point mid was the. It is what it is. So with YouTube, I'm gonna end YouTube at the moment. That'll be my one trade and done here on YouTube. I think if there's an opportunity on cattle, probably we may see a little sell off. It's 11 o'clock, and lately about 11, between 11 and 12, cattle tend to sell off, and especially they couldn't find those buyers to bring it higher than 220. It looks like. But YouTube, thank you so much for watching, and I'll be streaming again live on YouTube on Friday, this coming Friday the 13th. Well, I don't. Did I just say that? I don't believe in superstitions, but yeah, Friday, this coming Friday, I'll be on YouTube again. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.